Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Henderson, founder and CEO of Tilt, and I want to welcome you to Tilt's very first product launch event of 2023. For those of you watching who may be unfamiliar with what we do here at Tilt, we're a female-founded tech company looking to change the way leave of absence management is done forever. No more cold and confusing processes for employees, and no more administrative burdens and compliance risks for people teams. We exist to make leave not suck for everyone involved. In order to do that effectively, we are revolutionizing speed to benefit for employees, connecting people teams to expertise and unifying people teams and systems. We know the needs of our customers are constantly evolving because the world of leave is constantly evolving, which is why we're always evolving our product at Tilt by continually collecting feedback from all of you to see how we can provide the best leave management solution possible for people teams and the humans that they support. Based on what we've learned is important to you and our vision for the future of Tilt, there are a ton of exciting features on our roadmap that are being worked on as I speak, which is why I'm super excited to reveal some of the newest features that are hot off the presses or about to go live that will make your lives easier and make leaves not suck for all of your people. As you're about to see, our amazing product teams have been very busy, and there's a lot to go over. So please leave any comments or questions or things you'd like to see from Tilt, and we'll respond to each question shortly after the event. What I'm going to share with you today are 4 new features. First, intermittent leave and time off tracking. Second, FMLA usage and reporting. Third, automated pay adjustments. And last but certainly not least, data importing. So let's get started. First, intermittent leave and time off tracking. One of the trickiest types of leave to navigate for employees, HR, and payroll alike is a leave where the time off being taken occurs intermittently. An example of this would be an employee who needs to take several days off, but spread out over a year for something like chemotherapy treatment. Someone going through such a significant life event needs to feel at ease and confident that they're getting accurate pay and benefits reflective of their leave schedule. Furthermore, they'll want to make sure that their manager and employer are informed of exactly when they're at leave or at work. Of course, it's just as important that HR and payroll know precisely when their employees are at work or taking care of life so that the appropriate teams can take action on the information in other systems like HRIS or payroll systems. Any ambiguity around time off tracking for intermittent leaves makes it too cumbersome for HR and payroll to accurately ensure that their peoples are getting pay and benefits reflective of the actual days that they're working and when they're taking time off. Here's how Tilt has made tracking time for intermittent leaves easy and straightforward for all parties involved.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha Gardner. I'm a product manager here at Tilt, and today it is my pleasure to share with you our new time off calendar functionality. I'm currently logged in as an employee taking an intermittent leave. As this employee, I'm going to click to the time off calendar. On the time off calendar, I'll see my currently published leave time as well as the ability to add a leave date. If this employee adds time, let's say this employee knows they're going to be out Monday the 27th for 8 hours, they can save that time. That time will appear on the calendar with this orange block and look as though it is pending. The Tilt Leave Success Manager will need to actually go through the flow of publishing this time. And once they've done that, the employee will see that time as published. An employee may also edit an existing block of time. So let's say actually my procedure got moved. They can save that. To be able to shift that time around. Additionally, the employee can also delete submitted time. They can say, I no longer need to take this time off and delete that previously submitted time. Again, we're waiting on the employee's Leave Success Manager here at Tilt to go ahead and process that time. And once they've done so, the deleted time will be removed and the edited time will be published. When an employee is on a continuous leave, they'll just see the ability to edit their leave start and end date. So they can come into this calendar and they can click to add to change the date of their existing leave. And then if they do something like bump up the start date or bump out the end date, we let them know that they're changing the date of their leave, which may impact their leave and benefit eligibility. And also reminds them that if they need to submit documentation before returning to work, that that's required regardless of when and how they change this date. This employee can submit this change with some additional notes like baby arrived late, which babies tend to do. Click submit. And then once their leave success manager processes that published time, the employee will be able to see that time, that new time as published and green on the calendar. This update to time off submission also comes along with some nice HR functionality that helps HR better understand the status of a leave. So here on the Leaves tab, when I click onto a leave, I'll now see a new leave flyout that shows me the leave start date and return date, along with the time off that is scheduled within that leave and the status of that scheduled time off. So this is a continuous leave, and I'll just see my time off scheduled dates, which match the start and return dates. If I click into a leave that is intermittent, so Heidi's leave here, we'll see the start date and end date being, or the start date and return date being the dates that Heidi is approved to take a leave. And then within that time, we'll see each individual scheduled block of time in this flyout and the status of each of those blocks of time. I'll come in here and I'll actually export this report to show you some improvements that we've made to the actual leave data export. It's good for you to know that the leave data export is also pushed to SFTP daily. So if you are someone using that feature, you may get that report automatically in your SFTP. As HR, when I go to open the leave data export, I will now see my continuous leave as one line on the leave data export and any intermittent leave as multiple lines on this file. The leave start and end date are the range of the approval window of the leave, and then each individual time off start and time off end date is its own line contained within the leave start and end date. So I can see that Heidi Smith is taking 3 different pieces of time off in conjunction with a single leave. You'll also see the number of hours that are being taken for each block of leave time. And for tracking purposes, or if you're ever wishing to write this back to an HRIS system, you'll notice that the leave IDs for this leave all match. So we know it's the same leave where there are 3 blocks of time off taken. And then for this continuous leave, I'm seeing just the leave start date and end date, which match the time off start and end date, and the total number of hours of leave hours taken during that continuous leave. That's it for me today. I'm really excited to get this feature out there. We hope that you'll consider signing up for our beta for this feature. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back. As you can see, it was important to us that intermittent leave tracking within Tilt promote employee self-service and make things as simple as possible for employees on intermittent leaves, giving them the flexibility and control to easily communicate with the necessary parties when their periods of leave are occurring. HR will now be able to simply log into Tilt and see an accurate picture of who and when a leave occurs. Payroll can simply and easily resume payments with confidence, knowing that our reporting accurately captures who is on leave and when. Being able to easily track time off will improve Tilt's ability to manage intermittent leaves, create a better overall user experience for employees, HR, and payroll, and will allow us to support larger and more diverse customers as we continue to grow. When this goes live in early March, this will be available to all of our customers. If you're listening and you're currently a Tilt customer, let your customer success manager know, and you can have access to the beta after this event. All right, let's move on to our next feature release, FMLA usage tracking and reporting. Let's talk about compliance, everyone's favorite panic attack waiting to happen. Compliance confidence is probably the worry that we hear the most from our HR folks, and being FMLA compliant in particular is a huge concern, even more so now that remote workforces are more prevalent than ever before. One of the biggest thorns in the sides of HR is being blind to exactly what an employee's FMLA use history and balance is at any given moment in time. If you're managing your organization's leaves, it's important to have up-to-date account of where an employee stands with the FMLA usage in order to ensure that you're FMLA compliant. When this launches next week, you'll be able to log into Tilt and see that we've taken all of the guesswork out of the FMLA tracking equation and made it easy to share. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name's Kat and I'm a Tilt product manager. I'm really excited to walk you through our new FMLA report. The Tilt FMLA report allows HR teams to see when an employee used FMLA leave, how much FMLA was used on any particular day, and what the employee's remaining FMLA balance was on any particular day. This will allow you to answer those important questions you have about an employee's FMLA leave and FMLA use. But most importantly, it keeps your company compliant when it comes to FMLA tracking. Awesome. Let's jump in and walk you through how you can download your employee's FMLA report. Once you've logged into Tilt, navigate to the Leaves page using the left-hand panel on your screen. You can use the search functionality to navigate to a specific employee's FMLA leave report. Please note that if an employee has more than one leave in Tilt, like Laura, you can click on any of her leaves to download the FMLA use report, as these reports are identical for both leaves. This is because the FMLA use report historically tracks the FMLA used by that employee across all leaves and across the employee's lifetime in Tilt. Okay, we have just a few more simple steps left. So once you've navigated to that employee, click on any one of the leaves. From here, navigate to the FMLA tab and simply click on Download FMLA Report. This will download the report into a CSV, which will detail the employee's FMLA usage, so it will look something like this. You'll see the leave type, the date of FMLA use, the amount of FMLA use, and the remaining balance. We're excited for you to have this data at your fingertips and can't wait to hear your feedback. Thank you.
Thanks, Kat. Now HR has clear visibility into when an employee has used FMLA and how much they've used at any given point throughout the year. You'll have the information you need both in product and via reports that you can download straight from the platform to disseminate to the appropriate stakeholders within your organization. All right, third feature, automated pay adjustments. Switching gears a little bit from FMLA, let's get into the new automated pay adjustment functionalities of Tilt. Managing leave is more than just ensuring you know when your employees are coming and going. It's also vital that your people get paid the proper amount during their leave and know if and when they've been paid too much or too little. Because let's face it, leaves change all the time, and that impacts pay adjustments, like all the time. If pay amounts aren't accurate, you could be putting your employees in a tough spot financially, which in turn means your organization might face some potential legal challenges, or you risk paying too much and having to unmuddy the payroll waters after the fact. It's a headache for everyone involved. Payroll often has to navigate and adjust pay to employees because leave is complicated and anything but predictable. When an employee's leave date changes, say due to a baby who decided to come early, adjustments need to be made immediately and accurately to ensure payments are correct. With our simple automated pay adjustments, we've just made life for payroll a whole heck of a lot easier. Let's see how it'll work.
I'm very excited to walk you through Tilt's payroll adjustments. Our payroll adjustments make it super simple for payroll teams to pay employees on a leave, even if something has changed about that leave. When something has changed, such as a leave start date, our pay calculations take into account this change and make them visible to payroll, HR, and employees on our pay calculation. This way, all can see exactly what was updated and why. Let's jump in. Our payroll adjustments make it simple and easy for payroll teams to pay employees during a leave of absence, especially if something has changed about that leave. Our payroll adjustments will tell payroll teams exactly how much the employee was under or overpaid during their leave of absence. Let's jump in and walk you through this feature. This employee has a pay calculation starting from Feb 1st through February 15th. During that pay period, the employee is receiving income from employee wages, California PFL, and company paid parental leave. This pay period will be processed by the payroll team on February 13th. Yet, on February 14th, you can see here, the payroll calculation was adjusted due to a date change. So therefore, this pay period has been modified due to the leave date changing. So you can see that we have shown adjustments, changes in wages, California PFL, and company paid parental leave. This has resulted in the company underpaying the employee by $197.81. We've included this detail in the pay period as well as in this pay period summary, so you can see exactly what was underpaid to this employee. This detail is shared directly with payroll, HR, and an employee. To make it super easy for payroll to process this pay adjustment, we have also included these details on our payroll report. You'll still be able to see regular pay calculation data as well as adjusted data, which is listed with the columns adjusted. This data allows payroll teams to see the total amount adjusted at that $197, or payroll teams can also process the adjustment by adjusting each individual pay calculation item in your system. That's all you really need to know about pay adjustments. We're excited for you to use this feature.
Thanks again, Kat. So this means no more manually calculating over and under payments when a pay calculation has changed. It means easy visibility into why pay calculations have been updated. By automatically calculating how much an employee has been over or underpaid and adding that adjustment data to the payroll report, we've improved payroll efficiency for your payroll teams and given them something to cheer about, all while improving pay data integrity. Last, but certainly not least, data importing. We are beyond excited to share with you our new data importing feature. The days of having to manually ensure your company data is up to date over here at Tilt are over. The risks of having out-of-date or missing data can result in increased administrative efforts on your end, as well as inaccuracies that could lead to compliance headaches. You needed a way to bulk import company demographic information on a recurring cadence to improve leave management efficiency, and that's exactly what we've done. This is live in the platform already, by the way, and has some profoundly positive impacts on the leave management workflow. Here's how it works.
Hello, my name is Carl Sutton, and I'm a product manager at Tilt. Today I'll be showing Tilt's new data import functionality. In order for Tilt to process a leave for your team, we need to know information about the employee taking the leave. Their name, their contact information, their salary or hourly wage, how long have they been at the company, all this and more. For HR and people teams, submitting that information individually for each leave takes time, and that time adds up. Whether you have 10 employees or 1,000, your time could be better spent elsewhere. We've introduced our data import tools so that you can focus more on your people and less on manual data entry. Data import allows you to export information in bulk from your HR and payroll systems and send it to us securely. We currently accept 2 bulk data types: employee profile information and payroll history. So how does it work? Well, first of all, you need to get your information out of your HR system. Most systems allow you to export data into a CSV. And as you can see, it's just a list of various fields about each employee. So now I've got the data, I need to make sure that the format of the data matches the template that Tilt is expecting to see. So I've gone ahead and done this behind the scenes, but there's probably some element of data manipulation you need to do for your CSV so that it matches what we're expecting. Now that I've got the data and it's formatted correctly, there are 2 ways that I can get it into Tilt. The first is a manual upload. So if we go to the company profile screen and go to the Uploads tab, there's an Upload File button here. If I click this and select the file type, remember we can do profile imports or pay history imports. This one's a profile import, so I'll select that, and then I'll grab my file from my desktop. Once I upload that, it'll begin processing. This can take a few seconds or a few minutes. For this small file, it's going to be just a few seconds. I'll do a quick refresh of the page and we can see that it processed those rows successfully. So now, before the only employee was myself, the HR person, now we've got lots of new employees ready to go and ready to take their leaves. But that's not the only way that we can send data to Tilt. The second way is through a process called SFTP. SFTP works similarly to what I just showed. It has a few advantages that I'll talk about in a second, but for now I want to demo the process. There are a few setup steps for SFTP that I'm not going to show, so we're starting with SFTP already configured. But if you need help setting this up, please reach out to your CSM. We've got a lot of documentation that can help you through this process. So we have the same goal with SFTP. We want to get bulk data into the system without doing all that work manually. SFTP works a little differently though, because instead of uploading directly to the Tilt UI, we're going to upload through through SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol. So I'm using a tool here called FileZilla. Other SFTP clients are available. If you have a technical team, you can also do this through the command line. But it's really simple. What I want to do with SFTP is establish a connection to Tilt's SFTP server. So that's what I'm doing here. I've already got this information entered, the information that's displayed in the SFTP configuration section. I enter that into my client and I hit connect. It's going to ask me for the password, which I created myself. And as you can see, it's establishing that connection. And great, now on the left-hand side is my hard drive. On the right-hand side is Tilt's cloud storage for SFTP. And the way we're going to do this is, again, it's pretty similar to what we just did in the UI, but we're doing it through this client. I've got another CSV that I want to send over. It's the same as the one I just uploaded, except for adding an additional person. And all I do here to do this manually is copy this folder copy this file into the imports folder, and I'm going to drop it in the profiles folder. So I send that over, it connects, it transfers it. It's all very quick because it's a small file. And if we go to the upload section, we'll see that CSV has also been added and it's processing. The difference we can see here is that this one was uploaded via SFTP, whereas the previous one was uploaded by me. And we can again see that those rows finished processing and that our new employee is now in the system. So that's how we upload employee profile information. The process for uploading pay information is very similar. The main difference is the structure of the data. So this is data that would probably come from your payroll system. And you can see it's different from the profile information, but it's the same kind of concept of the information that we need in a CSV that matches our template. We can again either upload this manually by selecting the employee pay history imports option on the upload screen, or we can drop it in the imports/payroll folder through SFTP. So that's how everything works. I want to close by showing the benefits of this. So we've just created these employees through SFTP, and one of them wants to go on leave. So instead of having, great, Marcus wants to take a leave, I need to create a profile for him, I need to put all his information into the system, it's all already there. Once we select him, you can see that almost all of these fields get populated with the information from SFTP. The only question that we're currently unable to answer through this information is if they've taken FMLA. So we're working towards getting to the point where everything on this form fills, and so it becomes a review rather than a data entry task. But that's all you have to do to submit this leave is select the player, or select the person. These are soccer players. That's why I said player. Finally, now that you've seen the benefits, I want to close with talking about the final advantage of SFTP. So what we demoed was doing SFTP manually. So it was pretty similar to doing it manually through the UI. I created my file, I selected my file, I sent it over. The big advantage of SFTP is it allows you to automate that entire process. This is a technical task, so it's something that you would want to work with technical folks on your team to do. But you can set it so that your HR system automatically exports new data on a set cadence. You could do it nightly, you could do it weekly, and then you can write a script that picks up that new data and automatically sends it over to our SFTP server. So in essence, you've automated that entire process so that Tilt is always getting new data from you on that weekly or daily cadence. But it's just set and forget. You don't have to think about like when was the last time we sent data to Tilt. It's just always sending over, so we always have up-to-date information, which means we're always processing leads with the up-to-date information. So that's Tilt's data import tools. I hope everyone is excited, and I hope we hear a lot about people wanting to use these. I'll send it back to Jen. Thanks.
Thanks, Carl. Love SFTP. As you just saw, with Tilt's new data import functionality, you'll be able to import your company demographic information in bulk, which not only means we're working from the most current employee information, it will also allow us to auto-populate employee profiles and leave forms with your latest company information. This streamlines the administrative workflows tremendously and means that HR and our technology can set up a leave more quickly, making leave easy for everyone involved. Further, we're now able to calculate benefit amounts with changes to payroll. Say an employee receives a pay increase while they're on leave. Well, with up-to-date payroll data, we ensure payroll accuracy without you having to lift a finger. You can also export leave data from Tilt via SFTP and ingest it into your HRIS. Accuracy and efficiency and compliance confidence across all of your systems, rolled into one feature update. So to recap the new features you'll experience with Tilt, first, we've improved intermittent leave time tracking. Second, FMLA usage reports are now easy and of course accurate. Third, automated pay adjustments for payroll accuracy confidence. And last, but certainly not least, data imports for efficiency and a trusted source of truth for all of your leave data. On behalf of Tilt, I want to thank you so much for your time today and the interest in the latest features of our product. To those of you who asked questions in the chat, we're going to reach out and help answer any questions that we haven't already directly done. We're excited to see you at our next product launch event to share what else we're working on. Hope to see you there. Bye.